This is the Conor G Show. All right, ladies and gents, it is time to escalate my beef with Shane Todd. If you don't know who Shane Todd is, he is a comedian from Belfast. Probably one of the most popular comedians from Belfast. Not in history, but currently. Long disclaimer, says Disgrace. He's a comedian. Hopefully he'll get it. I have always found that his podcast in particular, let's stick with Shane Todd. Shane Todd, great guy, by the way. His podcast is absolute dog shit.
Shit's balls.
Terrible, unwatchable piece of crap. And I thought, I'm being unfair to this guy. I'm judging him unfairly. You know, I've seen him and stuff. I haven't worked with him. Friends of mine have worked with him. Seems like a great guy. Nothing wrong with him. And but I thought, right, shut up, Conor. Let's see if this beef that you have conjured up is worth escalating. Let's give the guy a chance, right? If I'm wrong, then let's not escalate. But if I'm right, let's make sure this guy never works in this town again.
I'm not out here trying to push that weight anymore. Like.
So I watched this podcast and I thought, right, let's watch this one where it's got Colin Geddes and another bloke. Now, of course, he stole the tea thing from me. That was my thing before him. He stole Psychic Glenn from me. He stole John Sue from me. No, I'm talking shit about.
Mea culpa, yeah? For the banter, yeah?
Those are the sorts of things that I like to say to, you know, sort of beef up the beef, right? So let me pull up this little folder. I've got a little folder of images that it's just called Shane. For Shane. Doesn't deserve any of this here. Here is my review of the Tea With Me podcast, starring Shane Todd and Colin Geddes and some other little cretin. The show opens with ads, continues with ads, right? After the 10 minutes of ads, they tell a non-story, a non-anecdote about them getting petrol, right? And during this story, the three of them are open-mouth cackling at nothing, laughing their heads off. Every 2 seconds, they barely said anything. The story wasn't a story. There was no punchline. It was just the guy couldn't reach the little ticket machine thing, right? That's what they continued on with for God knows how long. Every single thing any one of them said was an open-mouth cackle, right? And everything that wasn't an open-mouth cackle was them shoehorning in some sort of a loyalist versus Republican shite, which I'm so sick of from Northern Ireland. Such pandering shite, which I hate. Let's just pull the video up itself here. As if the screenshot isn't proof enough. So I probably got about 10 minutes in, okay? This is the offending article here. This is the offending article. So look at this. In the middle of open-mouthed laughing. This guy, right? They kept bringing up that the guy in the yellow was in some way disabled or something. Forgive me, it wasn't really registering, but they sort of kept bringing up that this guy was in some way disabled, right? Now, I don't know what that is, but it was never brought up that Shane Todd is gay or that Colin Geddes is morbidly obese. Now, of course, I don't know if Shane Todd's gay. That's just a little joke. Assume no prior knowledge. I am, of course, a comedian. I am also a comedian. Just like Shane Todd. So I can say I can just make stuff up like that with no background information at all. Now, one of the jokes that I make on this program here is that I hate weed. That's one of our running jokes here. I don't like weed. Lock anyone up who smokes weed, right? And but in reality, I think weed should be completely legal. Anyone locked up for weed should be freed immediately, and a judge should apologize to them, and they should be given £1 million from the state, okay, for their troubles, okay? Now, this is an endorsement man. He loves doing ads. He loves the endorsements. As you can see, he's got He's loaded with them. Look how many ads are on the screen right now. NordVPN, Manscaped, and none other than Punjana. So anything he puts his face on, he is effectively selling. I sincerely hope that Shane Todd is joking about selling weed. Because if it isn't a joke, it means that he is slanging dope out of a children's charity. As far as I know, as of now, weed is still illegal, isn't it? Is it? How did they get away with that, says John Shee. I do not know. I do not know. But luckily, he is a comedian. He may just be joking. This might be a comedy sketch here that he's doing. Look. Look at this face. Now, is this weed? Is this weed? I don't know if this is weed or not, but it would suggest that it is weed. Now, are these sweets or are these weed sweets? This image here reminded me of something, and it reminded me of this film here. This is like the layer cake poster starring Daniel Craig here. Look, there's Shane Todd in the middle. There's Junsu. There's OJ. There's this fucking guy, whoever this is in the middle. Shane Todd, they're calling him in the chat. Now, I would like to offer Shane Todd a get out of jail free card. The only reason I will be offering Shane Todd a get out of jail free card here is because of the respect and honor that Big Mommy Junsu commands. Okay? So I will give you the get out of jail free card. I will say that this is CBD. Okay, these are all CBD products, probably. Shane? So, this is an endorsement, fella. This is an endorsement guy. So, Manscaped seemed like a pretty much a scam company, right? So I doubt they would care. NordVPN, what do you think they were invented for? For people to break the fucking law on the internet and hide themselves, allegedly. But Punjana might be the only people who have a problem with this. And in which case, if Punjana asked me, Shane, out of respect for Junsu, I will tell him that that was a CBD advert you were doing. This is an ad, man, ladies and gentlemen. You've seen the ads that he is doing. He is selling Nord, selling Thompson's, and selling Manscaped. So that leaves me to believe that Shane Todd is also slanging that dope without a license. Are you licensed to carry all this hash? Yeah, so I hope to God this is a comedy sketch that you are in the middle of here. So there you go. Shane Todd selling drugs to children.